Hey guys, check this out. So I know that a lot of you guys have the question. You're just curious to see if this MPP 5048MG can work as battery less function, which means without battery hooked up to it. And last time I know that I already showed you a guy video that it does work, and when I disconnected the battery. But some of you still have the question whether the unit can actually turn itself on without any battery connect to it. And I've tried it just now, and I could totally confirm to you guys that it does. And then I have talked to MPP Solar as well, and then they said yes, it should turn on and function without any battery connect to it, and it does. So what happened is I pretty much disconnect the battery from it. So you can see down here, there is no battery connect. The battery ports right there, no batteries connected. All I have is the solar inputs here, and then the AC outputs there. And what I did was I had the inverter turn off, the switch on the inverter off, and then I went and I flipped on the solar inputs, flip on the solar PV, and nothing happened. And then when I turned the switch on the inverter, it came on. However, when it came on, it gave me this BP errors, which is no battery connected, but it would not give me any AC outputs. I struggled there for a moment, but then I realized that maybe I'll try something else. What I did was I shut off the solar and I turned off the inverter, and then I turn on the inverter prior to turning on the solar. I think what that does is that it doesn't recognize that there is, I don't know, it suddenly it works. So you have to leave the inverter on and then turn the solar on. Then it will start outputting AC. So as you see right now, it's only detecting the battery voltage is like 1.5 volts, basically zero pretty much. And then if you scroll around, 32% low, and then 1.6 kilowatts, and that's the my mini split out in the garage running right now. And let's see, actually 1.57 kilowatts. And then it said, you know, there's nothing coming out of the battery. As you see here on the diagram, the battery is not part of the of what's running right now. So pretty much it's showing the solar panels going directly, get converted to AC, and then go directly to the low. And as you see, there's no grids input either, so AC input is 0. And here is the solar panel voltage, 312 volts. And there is the it's not charging the battery, even though I do have enough panels to have extra power to go into the battery. But see, there's no battery hooked up to it. It just said 0. And then it just said it's pulling 1.5 kilowatts from the solar panels, just enough to run the load. Now, when I only hooked up 10 panels, which is one of my array, and I ran it, and it ran, but it had another co-error. It's showing co-error 15, which meant that the solar PV is low. So 10 panels around this time, you know, should give me about 1800 watts or so, but it ran, but it's just saying that it's low, and it was giving me the warning. So when I hooked 2 array parallels together, which means 20 panels, and obviously 20 panels is plenty for this 1.5 kilowatts low. So it's been running for about an hour and a half now, and there's no issue. However, MPP told me that if there wasn't enough solar power, it's just gonna keep, it may shut off, but according to them that it's going to shut off and then it's going to restart again in the morning. But I guess what they were saying, that if there's a cloud goes by and your solar keep going up and down, the units might think it's had enough power and it's going to turn back on, and then the clouds go cover, it's going to think that it doesn't have enough, and then it's going to shut back down. They said if that happens way too many times, it's going to wear out the system. They didn't say it. They didn't say that it was going to break the thing or, you know, damage anything. They said it's just going to wear out the relay and stuff like that. So I don't know, but that's just pretty much my test. As you see, it's the first battery-less inverter that I've seen. So I mean, usually most of the grid-tie inverter, it need to have the grids in order to operate. There's, you know, a few of those new ones that allow you to have emergency outlets, but those are pretty low wattage, probably less than 1,000 watts. But this thing actually is capable of putting out 5,000 watts. If you have 5,000 watts of solar comes in, it's going to put out 5,000 watts to your load. So there you go again, guys. Thanks for watching, and this is just pretty much my confirmation that this inverter indeed can be turned on with just solar panels inputs, and then will power your load with just solar. No battery, no grid connected. And again, if you guys like my channels, please give me a thumb up and subscribe. Thank you.